Ninja.
Hello and welcome back to another episode of the Caffeine and Sensu Beans podcast, where we take a look at different Dragon Ball movies and review them. We give our opinions about them. We talk about things that we liked, areas that we felt could have improved. We dissect it like the movie critics that we are. And we enjoy it. So I'm joined by the usual suspects, Cheween, Blessin. Gentlemen, how are you?
Doing well, man. Doing well. Enjoying this
Alright.
weekend.
Good.
Starting to get cold over here. Like yesterday, like last night, it got really cold. So it's nice. It's nice.
Hitting
Not
like
a
the
fan of
80
the heat.
degrees. Hitting like the
Yeah.
80 degrees.
Yeah, it's like
Nah, it's
what
actually
is
no,
it
like,
over there?
huh?
What is it over there?
I
Cars.
don't know what it was this morning, but last night I actually did get down to like, say the 60s. It was really cold last night, which was nice.
Really? Dang, dude.
Like, it was cold last night. Like, I was like, what? So
The
I guess summer's over.
The highs yesterday here were like 65,
Oh,
and
yeah,
the
see,
lows were 48.
Nah, see, but see the highest over here gets what, in the 110s,
Yeah, that's
so
nuts.
the body's a little more. Yeah, it was
You're
really
used
cold
to it
yesterday.
right now.
Not by choice, man. I hate it.
Just
Ah.
adapted.
I'm enjoying the cold weather. I'm hoping
don't-
I'm hoping the heat takes a long time to come back this time.
Dude, the heat this year came back with the vengeance, dude. Like, it was October and it was hitting like 90 something, and I'm sure it was like 100 over there where you're at. I was like, oh my God, what is this nonsense, dude? By this time, it's fall. It should be cold.
Yeah, I like
And
to
it gets dark
relax.
hella
Like a
early.
nice
Yeah.
little sweater to go out. Like
Exactly. Jeez.
not worried about a heat stroke.
Uh,
What about you, Chewin? How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. It was my wife's birthday this week, so it was just a lot of celebrating. I'm really not that good at surprising and getting gifts and stuff like that.
I think that's
Like,
something to do with our family.
That's just not.
Okay.
That's just not like. That's just not in my repertoire. You know what I'm saying? Like I've never been one
Uh.
to like surprise somebody or like I like to know what the hell's going on. So like
So you
surprising
don't like
to me,
surprises yourself.
I don't like surprises at all. So I'm like, I'm I'm very like that. But we try to do my best. But it was good. It was cool. It was nice to celebrate her
And happy belated birthday to her.
Yeah, happy
I'll let
birthday
them
to your
I'll let them
wife.
know. Yeah, I let her know. So that's kind of what's been on my mind. So yeah. What about you?
Me, good. I'm trying to think of things I've been doing. I mean,
Outside of the norm.
outside of the norm, yeah, nothing super
You
interesting.
play FIFA this morning?
I did play FIFA this
How'd it
morning.
go?
Okay, I get into foot champs, right? I had 3 games. The first one,
Complete
I tie
domination.
1-1 and the dude quits, so then it's a wash. Yeah.
They didn't give you the win?
Nah, they don't give you the win.
I hate that.
Yeah, dude.
They really want you to earn it this year.
Yeah.
No cheapy no
None of that,
cheapy
dude.
win.
Like, I don't mind. Like, foot champs is sweaty. I know
It
that.
is.
Give me if I can take, I'll take them where I can get them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't mind
Especially
if
on the road to glory.
Yeah, exactly. And then I go up against another dude. He had a very good team. And he starts beating me 3-0. I come back, tie it 3-3. I go up 4-3. He ties it 4-4 in the last minute. We go into overtime. I score to make it 5-4. And then he scores to make it 5-5. And then he scores to make it 6-5 in the last minute. And I lose that game of foot champs. We've all been there if you've played FIFA. And then the last one, same exact thing, but I get the victory in the end. So it was one of those where some profanity was being spewed at the screen.
She went out yesterday. I came back in the second half down 7-2.
I love the defense. I love
Bro, there is no defense. No,
unless you have Joe Gomez.
Well, no, the thing is like pace. The difference between attacking pace and defending the defender's pace this year, it's nuts, bro. Like, it's huge. Like, they literally, the meta is just speed. Like, you'll see people just run 5 wingers out there. And chemistry does not matter as long as everyone's fast.
Yeah, and the one thing, like, although I will say, like, the new defenders that are coming out, they're faster. Like when the game first released, you had the Thiago Silvas of the world who were like 59 speed. Dude, get that out of my face. That's not gonna cut it. But now, like that American MLS defender, he's got the 80 pace.
I think I saw.
Then Diego Carlos, that guy, he's got 77. The Kunde, that's now
I'm gonna go for him. He looks good.
Yeah, he looks good. He's got 80 pace as well. So they're definitely like trying to reconfigure.
Yeah.
Because Rodrigo runs circles around you, bro. He's the most nuts. Yeah. Him, Ben Yedder, like they're just some players. Joe Gomez, you see like them.
The only reason why they have fans is because of Ultimate Team.
Yeah, dude.
That's
what they made their career out of.
That's how I became a fan of Raul Jimenez. I'm telling you, when I had him on my team when I used to play, I'm like, it's my guy right here. I believed in him.
You would love him in this game.
I believed in him.
You would love him
when he was out there.
You'll like him in this game.
In Division 6 and 5, that was like the king.
For real.
Yeah. God forbid he gets like an SBC or some type of special card. But other than that, I'm good. I'm ready to give my opinion on this movie here that we watched.
To dive in.
Fusion Reborn.
Oh, okay. Bless dropped it. Go ahead, Bless. Let us know what it is.
Oh, so I thought you were just gonna go into the review. That's why. We this week we did end up watching Fusion Reborn. Shout out Chi Win to being able to find the actually really nice quality for the movie.
Yeah, it was good stuff. We didn't have to rely on because these last 3 ones we've had to kind of circumvent the system a little bit, and we've relied on some shoddy sources, viewing sources.
This is the second time I've seen this one, and the first one I saw was the one on YouTube.
Good stuff, huh?
Definitely, there's some things that were not in that movie. At least I don't remember. At least I don't remember. I don't recall. Like, I must not really remember that movie that well because I don't remember how Janem.
Oh,
you cut out, man.
A little technical difficulty. I think he was going to say how Janemba came to be.
Yeah, I said before that I didn't actually pay attention to see how Janemba was actually created.
Right.
I don't remember the first time when I watched it and I saw this. I'm like, what? When I did not remember that in the whole. So it was good. It was good. I was there. I guess there's pieces in the movie that I didn't see that actually delivered somewhat of a storyline in this movie, which was nice.
Which is refreshing.
That's well, since you threw that adjective out there, Chewin, why don't we give our one-word summarizations of this movie? You can go ahead and start.
I would say refreshing. Yeah, that's mine.
Okay.
I was like trying to think of one yesterday. I was like, what can I say? But I'll say refreshing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say wholesome.
Okay.
I'll say wholesome. I'll dive into why later. How about you, Blessed? Fulfilled. Yeah. Go ahead,
I was on record. Sorry, real quick. I was on record saying DBZ. It's not that they can't create a storyline. I don't think that's the truth. I just think they, for some reason, don't want to. I mean, look at Super. They're
all over the place.
And I don't get why. I mean,
they've done.
I will say this does give me hope for the BoJack and the Wrath of the Dragon movies.
Yeah,
that there's somewhat of a storyline in this one, which I didn't even remember there being one when I first watched it.
Yeah.
So I'm all right, DBZ. All right, when you guys want to,
and I feel like our palette has evolved over time. Where maybe when we were young and little, this would suffice. Like oh yeah, and Goku Vegeta fight. And so maybe we didn't desire a storyline, but as you know, nowadays movies, if they want to even be considered solid, they have to have some type of character development. They have to have, you know, a
Look at
deeper,
Chewin's sentiment towards the three Super Saiyans. The
yeah,
storyline like that's fighting's not gonna do it anymore.
right,
Like to
exactly,
when you get older, they want to give me a little more reason to why I'm watching this.
exactly.
Yeah, I
Which I'm
mean,
glad this movie kind of did that.
yeah, I think that that's goes back to the what I said last episode of like there has to be at least some intention to develop characters, or else like the movie is not serving its purpose. To me, a movie or a special should be able to elaborate or expand on characters' stories so that we keep buying into this to the series. You know what I'm saying?
And I might be crazy on this one. Different story characters other than Goku and Vegeta.
Yeah, it's an opportunity to give light to other people, and I think that that's what that to me that's what the special should do. But you in regards to refreshing, why I said refreshing, I would say that this movie it's refreshing because yes, I mean it's different from last week, right, where I felt like there was no plot, and I actually think that the plot was really well developed, so I thought that was really refreshing. But what I really enjoyed about this film is the way it looks. Like the aesthetics is really
It
it
looks
looks
amazing.
really nice. Like it's like, oh, this is really good animation. Like they really took their time to animate this, and like I really like the just the way it looked. It was just I like the background. I even like Janemba, the way he was like made. I like the earth and the way that was kind of like if you look at that art, it's a little different, and I'll go into that a little bit later. But as to why I think they did that, but even though I didn't really like that storyline, but there's gonna be my knocks there. But yeah, that's why I say refreshing.
I agree. I think that is some of my favorite art that I've seen. I know a lot of people like the animations that were used in the Dragon Ball Super, which are good also, kind of the more rounder, more the the characters look a little more malleable, but in this one I like the kind of it's rigid, but it doesn't feel stiff. It's got like nice shading. I love the animation also, and it was like that vintage Dragon Ball Z art style. Um,
And I think it was
and
nice having a nice quality of video to watch.
yeah, that definitely helped
Yeah,
a
I think that
lot.
that probably added it too.
Yeah. No, it was good. I agree. I mean, um, you know, I guess the reason why I said wholesome is because uh, Goku and Vegeta, they're they stick to their kind of archetype of character, but not the same way they do in the series. So, like Goku in the series, he's not the he's not very well, how would I say this? Sophisticated in terms of intelligence.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
um and Vegeta is obviously kind of a hard ass, and you can't, you can't get that man to show any weakness or any vulnerabilities.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I felt like that was one of the underlying themes of this story was Vegeta and Goku's sh- strange relationship. That uh, Goku didn't come off as kind of this idiot, like this nonsensical idiot, but he's still kind of a goof. Um, but I like how they just played on that. They took their we didn't get any of this like with Fusion 13. Like they didn't care about the characters. They were just there to fight. But here you can see how obviously Vegeta shows up the same way again. He shows up
Yeah.
and he does, he's like, you're not going to be the one to kill Kakarot. I am.
Mm-hmm.
Which is fine. I mean, Goku's just okay with that. The fact that this man wants to end his life eventually. Um, uh, So yeah, Vegeta shows up. you know, he kind of sticks to his shtick, but you can see like there's kind of this, obviously it's like a love-hate relationship, but they're willing to work together. Obviously, especially Goku is more than willing, and Vegeta a little more reluctant, but he's still willing to help. And there's kind of a care for one another. And the one thing I really, really liked, I don't know if you remember, but it was when Vegeta was saying like, um, because he was evil his whole life, pretty much, right? And even though he
Uh-huh.
sacrificed himself at the end against Majin Buu,
Hmm.
he didn't get he didn't get the treatment that Goku got, right? Because he wasn't uh, as good of a soul, I guess, if you will. Um, and so Vegeta's telling him like mid battle, he's like, you know, anything is better than what I've got right now. So like, let me fight, you know, because Goku's like, this dude's too strong. He's nuts. He can't be beaten. And he's like, I'm trust me, I can't go. It can't get any worse for me than where I'm at. Like at least let me fight, you know.
Being hell.
Exactly.
Hmm.
And he tells him, and he even kind of references this later where they got to do like that dance. And he's like, dude, we're warriors. We're not ballet dancers, you know? So he's that warrior and he wants to fight, and he has an opportunity here. And that's why, even though he's probably sure he won't win, I mean, obviously I don't know, but um, like he wants this because it's so much better than what he already has. And at the end, when Goku's like, thanks, Vegeta. And then Vegeta says, no, thank you. Or I should be the one thanking you. And it was because, like, even for a split moment, Vegeta was able to kind of feel alive again, you know, kind of be a warrior again. And then he goes off. I mean, this could have been the ending to Dragon Ball Z right here. And we would have been like, oh, damn, what an ending. So I thought they did a really good job with the whole Goku Vegeta dynamic. And that's why I said wholesome, because I felt like it's it's uh it's something that should be done more, you know. I kind of compare it to like Naruto and Sasuke. They have the same dynamic, but Naruto cares more for Sasuke does than Goku does for Vegeta. But they have that similar dynamic, and deep down, like Sasuke does care for Naruto, and Vegeta does care for Goku. So yeah, man, that's why I said wholesome. That was probably my favorite part, besides the like animations and all that. But that was probably my favorite part of the movie. Uh, uh, yeah. And bless, you said fulfilling, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Go ahead.
me, it was nice that there was a somewhat of a plot to follow, and they actually kind of stuck. Like it actually, the full story kind of actually flowed together. You know, you kind of weren't just guessing. Like,
Mhm.
wait, why are they going after Goku again?
Hmm.
Wait,
Right.
who killed Dr. Gero? Wait, how are they still alive? Like this
Yeah.
actually kind of went together.
Right.
Like,
Like 18. Right.
yeah.
17. Right.
So, and I like that Goku, even though he's been training, like he's not what he was because he's dead.
Yeah.
So the fact that he and Vegeta struggled so bad against Janemba was cool. I'm glad. Like Janemba, it's funny he doesn't talk, but he's like one of my favorite villains. You know,
Yep.
he doesn't
Yeah.
talk, but like every movement was meant for something. Like he was just pulling skills out of nowhere.
He was
Man
Yeah,
was
such a
I love
creative
he
that.
was
dude.
turning air into weapons.
Yeah.
Like it was cool because it was nice to see like that's what a special should be. Like it should have a villain that's like ridiculous. You know
For
that
sure.
it's gonna take something special for them. Like they admit that we can't beat them by ourselves.
Yeah.
So really quick referring to the Super Broly movie. You know I don't like how they toned down Gogeta in that one. You know, like in this one, I'm glad that they went to the fusion and like he's just nuts. Like he's just
Right.
ridiculous. You know, like in the Broly movie, it just felt like now they're just on the same level as Broly. So it's
Mm.
like, so that's what I'm thinking. Like the fusion, it's supposed to be the last trump card, and he's supposed to be crazy. And
Right.
that's why I appreciate. Like I get it. Janemba was insane. You know, he's ridiculous, but I appreciated how quick they made the ending. Like this is 30 minutes. We got to do this. Let's just end it. And it was very Like it was good seeing a different move other than the Kamehameha.
Yeah.
You know, with the Soul Punisher, like it's one of the most aesthetically pleasing moves in the series.
Yeah.
And Gogeta, for whatever reason, Gogeta is the lesser liked of the two fusions.
I thought he looked great in this one.
Yeah, as far as popularity compared to Vegito,
Right.
I just thought it really, for me, it checked off a lot of or all the box I would want from an anime movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
No, yeah, that's dope. I really like that part of what you said about that he doesn't talk, but he has so much character to him, which I think can go to show how much like you can tell a story without talking, and that's kind of what I've been harping on in these films of like you can do that, you can add that element of like mystique, and I think Janemba is a good example of that. You know what I'm saying? I even liked him when he was a big fat like baby. Like it was I thought that was pretty clever. I'm wondering why this movie is not like correlated to like Halloween, because to me that's what I kind of get. I get a lot of Halloween vibes from this movie.
Yeah, I agree. Like the whole, even the color, the like color aesthetic of it, like it's that looks like candy almost. And I think they did a fantastic job with Janemba all around. I wish he was a real like villain in the anime series. I think he could have been fantastic. Like they make him look like almost like a demon. You know, he's got those horns. He's red, obviously, and then I mean the way he's able to just manipulate space, and he's in hell, and he whips out that sword, like he just creates it. I mean, I just thought they did a great job with it. You could tell they really thought like, okay, they brought their A game as far as it came to like Vegeta, Goku, and Janemba. I thought they brought their A game.
Yeah.
How do we feel about Hitler?
You know what I'm saying? Or even when he disintegrates, like when it's like the little like pluses and minuses and stuff like that, you know what I'm saying? Because they're doing the transmissions like that. I'm like, wow, that looks cool. He has his own, what I like about him real quick before we get into Hitler is like, he has his own set of moves that they've never even seen before. Never been seen before by Goku or Vegeta or, you know, even Pikkon. Like nobody has seen that, right? Like it's like, he's so distinct. And you know, this could have been what Majin Buu could have been. You know what I'm saying? Like, to be honest with you, this could have been, this is like Majin Buu, like on steroids.
I think he could have taken Majin Buu's spot easily, to be honest with you. And yeah, what you're saying is true. Like he was, and it's good. I think the word you said is a very appropriate, refreshing in all aspects. You know, considering the movie we saw last week, obviously the animations, but then this villain, this character, it just has such a different move set. Like we've never, even the Broly movie that we all saw together, but we're obviously going to watch it again. I mean, Broly's got like beams and stuff and blasts, and this guy's got like all these kind of manipulative techniques, right? The Janemba that just we've never seen before, and I like that. He kind of reminds me of Kakashi with the Kamui. If I don't know if you would agree, Bless, when he's able to, who I think Goku shoots a blast at him, and he's able to put his hands up and he teleports it to some other dimension. I love that, you know, and I love that he's able to, like you said, like disintegrate then reappear. Yeah, they did. You could tell they really brought their A game for this one. I just wish he got more play in the actual series. If they could bring him in somehow, that would be awesome. I think. But I mean, and there were a few other things about this too. Like I know I said, how do we feel about Hitler? But also Pikkon. I mean, my boy Pikkon was on the sideline for a long time. He's trying to get in. He's like, how the hell? and he comes in. I give him. Is that a character we could see ever being in the actual series?
I think so. I liked him. I actually liked him. I thought his.
You think he could take Piccolo's spot?
No, never. No, I wouldn't say that. But I do think that maybe like a fusion with Piccolo would be cool. You know what I'm saying, or something. I don't know. Is Pycon also Namekian,
I have no idea what he is. I think he is.
but from
I
another
think he is.
universe?
I think so. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, I liked him. I thought he was funny. I thought he played his role, cool. Like I love seeing him in Goku in the tournament. I thought the animation was like at a really good point in that in the movie. And then I like the I like the that he had to break it with like putting put downs to the candy, and he was like, what's going on? So I
Yeah.
liked him. I liked him in the film. Yeah, but you're right. He didn't play that much of a role.
Yeah. He served kind of the he was a decoy. That's what he
Yeah.
was.
Uh-huh.
Like he finally breaks in, and granted, I mean, he still played a vital role, but he finally he breaks through. He comes in and he gets his head smashed in, um, which was such a badass move too from Janemba to just come out from behind and
Oh yeah, he goes like
bam.
this. Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Uh,
I thought Janemba has probably one of the best skill sets out of all the villains.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or
Like
I think out of all the characters, period.
yeah,
Like,
they do a really good job. And I do agree. I did get the Kamoy when I saw that. When he
yeah, when you saw the like,
that
and it
opened up space and he
yep.
redirected that bad boy.
Yep.
What did you guys feel about? How'd you say you felt about Hitler?
Oh,
We're
I
talking about
figured we get
PyCon.
into that later, but we were
Oh,
Oh,
talking
okay.
about
PyCon.
PyCon.
Pycon, yeah, I liked him. I think a lot of us, at least me, like I give him a hard time because of Legends.
Yeah.
You know, like
He gets no love in no game, dude.
Yeah.
Just,
he was actually very. I mean, he held his own, and without him, the fusion wouldn't have been able to been completed. So, I mean, he was a vital part in this fight, in this story, which is cool that someone else. I like that they gave. I think we were talking about like they gave other people chance to, for example, Gohan and all them fighting on Earth. Like they got a different, how would I say, a different characters that they were able to fight that weren't necessarily the main villain, that were more on their quote unquote level. That was nice to see as well. Pycon, I was a fan of. I don't know why they did him dirty. We don't really know much about him, right? That's been one of the things about Pycon. No one really knows anything about him. There's no backstory or anything, correct?
there's not much. I mean, we're making
Yeah.
an assumption that he's Namekian from
I mean, he
another
looks like it.
universe. And
They never discuss how he dies or anything, correct?
No.
I mean, like just like okay, yeah. So that's that's a little bit of that would have been something to build on right there.
yeah. I
Yeah.
think I asked Chiween, like, is this a character we could see ever being introduced into the series, or is he kind of just a movie only? Like he'd have no role. And I think Chiween, you said like you could see him in the series.
Yeah, I could.
If
I said I think it would be a cool like idea to like maybe this is Piccolo's fusion partner or something. From two universes coming together, creating like a super.
yeah, and I think we got
Namekian. So,
And I think we got to trim the fat on this roster we got in the Dragon Ball series. I mean, all right, dude. Like, Yamcha, Tien, you guys did your, you guys held your own against barely. I mean, but against Nappa and Vegeta. But that was your time.
yeah.
And I think it's time. And right now, I think Piccolo's on the chopping block. So, and I think Krillin, it's like definitely the roster could be. Someone's got to die, dude, and they got to
Yeah.
fill it in with a new character. And
Like
I
you
think,
look at Universe 7 in that last tournament, like you look at the lineup that was there, and
yeah,
it's like
and
there's a
it's
couple of you that shouldn't be here right now.
yeah, right. You're not. Yeah, exactly. If this is the strongest the Universe 7 has to offer, then somewhere along the line a mistake was made.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they went down to hell to get Frieza.
Yeah, that's how desperate they were.
Goku was desperate. Like he's like, oh my gosh. When he turned around and he saw like what's alive, he's like, ugh. Ugh.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What I will say too about Pycon is I like that they didn't make him like he comes in and just handles Janemba, like just start going to town. Like oh what? Like he barely can dance with Goku. Like he did enough, to do his role outside of screaming at the wall.
Yeah. That's my guy.
I feel bad for him. He just on the
I mean, that, like,
sideline.
to me, it's like, why did you guys do that? Like, why don't you just have him, like, throw hands at the wall until it cracks or something else? Like, you know, like, that was one of the, I didn't understand. Like, I guess they just like, well, how do we buy time? Well, why Bicon can't just go over the right way?
I think, but I think that was their attempt at like giving one character some anger, because like to actually express the anger or the frustration, because Goku's never going to express frustration. He's going to express worry, and Vegeta is going to express like, you know, like almost like a selfish like type of tone. So I think Pycon, I think, lend himself to being able to voice the frustration that is Janemba, that they can't really handle him, and they can at least chip away at him in this way, which is to just be able to express freely, like how Kick said in the beginning of the like in the earlier of like, you know, they're that struggle of Goku and Vegeta, but they never actually like get into a shouting match with each other, right? Like they hold it together, they hold compose. I mean, they may bicker, but it's never, you know what I'm saying? But I would assume that it's frustrating to go up against Janemba because he regenerates, because he like can just do all these moves that they've never seen before. That, to me, that's frustrating. I think Pycon is like the excerpt of that, you know?
And there's you're right. And yeah, if you think about that, yeah, it's PyCon represents that. Like, could they have portrayed it differently? Like him just staring and like,
Yelling
what was he trying? Yeah, they probably could have, but
like yell and throw hands.
right, like trying to break through. But I agree. Like Goku and Vegeta, obviously, they have to keep their composure. They have to. They can get frustrated because of course you'll get frustrated, but at the end of the day you still have a goal you gotta accomplish. And but the one thing, like, I don't know if you guys saw this, but Goku, he'll throw little jabs at Vegeta every now and then. Vegeta was like, with something Kakarot, he's like, clearly you've gained a lot of strength. You're much stronger than I am. And Goku just goes, "You're right, Vegeta." And I was like, "What?"
Well, he's keeping it 100. He's like, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, what I like though is how he comes back with, "All right, I gotta give him a compliment. I'm just surprised you kept your strength without having a body to train it." I'm like, what else do I say? Like, what is he gonna say? Like, nah, dude, you're trash. Like, you're holding me back. Go ahead, go back to hell, man.
Dude, that's it's so they always have those little jabs. Like there's that one where Goku and Gohan, when they're gonna fight Cell, and they come out of the hyperbolic time chamber, and Vegeta's like there with Trunks and all that, and they're like, "Goku, are you gonna train more?" And Goku's like, "No, I don't need to. There's no point in overtraining. Like I'm just gonna overtrain myself." And then Vegeta's like, "Ah, I never thought I'd see the day when Kakarot would show his limits," right? And then Goku's like, "Go ahead and train if you want, Vegeta, but I'm not gonna overtrain myself. I already know how strong I am." And then Goku says one more thing, and Vegeta says, "Are you suggesting that you're stronger than me?" And Goku says, "I'm not suggesting." And I was like, "Oh my God, fucking Vegeta! They always gotta do it like that."
They gotta do him like that, man. Always gotta do. They gotta give him the killer entrance, and then they gotta just make it known. They gotta make it known that he's not. You gotta make it known that he's not as strong. He's not that guy. Yeah, he's not the guy.
He's his own greatest hype man.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude, the most insane entrances, and then but he's just not that dude. Like he has all the ingredients, and he always falls short.
I don't understand, like, why not? Like, why can't they just? I mean, I get it, everyone loves Goku and he has a bit, but I feel like Vegeta just always been like they've done him a little too dirty. Yeah. And I get this one, you know, he died and he was in hell. And I thought he was funny in this one. I appreciate how
I thought his character was great. Yeah.
Yeah, I think like they did a good job on this. Like they really did. Like you said, their dynamic was, you can clearly see that they were friends at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they're no longer beefing like they were. And then like he said, like it's been a long time since we've seen each other.
Yeah.
You know, like it was like, okay, so this is you know,
there's a little depth here.
Yeah, there's a little bit more to these two than just two Saiyans that fight together because they're the last of their race.
Yeah. And I love the fact that Vegeta even he has a reason to be there, like like the Janemba being born out of like all these souls just kind of
Right.
collapsing the structures and like the barriers of the
Exactly.
real world and the underworld, and like what I'm saying, Vegeta had a real reason to be there, like, which I thought was dope, as opposed to him just coming out of nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Well,
he
and
was
that's what I
able
was gonna
to break
say.
it,
He
right?
kind of does come out of nowhere, but he even says like, "I've been trying to figure out how this happened myself."
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, so they, instead of like, against the three Super Saiyans, man just shows up, splits an Arctic, an
Yeah.
A
iceberg, and
glacier?
he's like,
Yeah.
"I'm here,"
Yeah.
and you just accept it.
No, yeah, it's true. Like Chewin said, like the kind of portal to the to the to the dead being open. It gives you like at least you can see. Okay, I see how Vegeta's here. Like and it makes sense. And it's good because like all this bad. Like what we have to realize is the people that are coming back from the dead are bad people, and Vegeta is one of those. And that's kind of the thing it's kind of a little crummy in the sense that we view Vegeta obviously as the good guy, but within the scope of Dragon Ball, that that villain undertone will almost always be there. And so but they played it off perfectly. And I loved how they did his character, and it feels like I said, if this was the ending of Dragon Ball Z, it would have felt like I would have felt a little sad seeing Vegeta go like that, but I would have been like, dang, at least they got one last hoorah.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
It was a great
and
ending, the way they kind of made him disappear.
it was like
Yeah.
he knew his time was coming. It was a great
That's
ending.
what I was saying. This for like this seemed like what Majin Buu's story could have been. You know what I'm saying? This could have been Majin Buu
Yes,
on steroids. So
exactly,
yeah,
exactly.
it's a missed opportunity, but
I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, no, I said, or we talked about PyCon, we talked about Goku, Vegeta, Janemba. Um, and I know I said, I brought up Hitler,
That boy.
that boy.
Yeah.
How did y'all feel about him? I mean, he's just out there wreaking havoc.
I thought he was hilarious.
I thought he was funny, but I found it so, I don't know if funny is the right word, but I'll just use it. Like, I don't know that could be done in today, like today. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know
With the
if,
cancel culture.
yeah, like, I don't know if it could be, like, I was thinking just like, wow, dude, I mean, you're using Hitler in a movie, granted in a satirical way. Um, but
Times have changed.
yeah, I don't like, it showed you kind of when this movie was created to where we're at now. And I know they tried to like they really made a caricature out of him, like, yeah, and he's a terrible person, but they made a caricature out of him, and I don't know, I found it
I thought it was hilarious
somewhat
when he goes
confusing.
blonde hair, blue eyes. I
Oh,
should
when
be
he said
recruiting
that,
them. Oh
when
my,
he said that, I was like, oh, okay, they don't give a flip.
yeah.
I was like, when he said that, he was like, they should be on our team.
I should be
Like
recruiting.
strong, blonde hair, blue eyes, they should be on our team. And he's the complete opposite. He's like a midget. He's got dark hair. He's got that cool mustache. But I don't know. How did you guys feel about him?
You want to go? You want me to go?
Go for it.
What I would say is like that is probably my only knock on the film. This is probably my biggest knock with the film is that I didn't really like the Earth storyline, because to me it was broken into two storylines. It was the underworld or hell, and then Earth storyline.
Can I intervene really quick and ask you this?
What?
Do you think this movie could have been perfectly done without that second storyline?
It's possible. I think it's possible. I didn't really think that the Earth story was that intriguing to me. Like it was cool to have it as a foil or like as a opposite to the Underworld, because of the colors and the characters just being so over the top, which is the complete opposite of what Janemba is, right? Like Janemba is just more reserved, he's more quiet, but then the the villains on the top are kind of like more like, you know, they're just bigger in
It's
character.
exaggerated. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
So
right.
I do like that aspect. I think that I wish they would have just stayed with the Great Saiyaman and Videl as like the protagonist, like of that storyline, because then they shifted it to Goten and Trunks, and I feel like that switch off, to me, I thought took away from that Earth storyline. I wish I would have saw Great Saiyaman be able to like take care of that. You know what I'm saying? I think there was a story there with Great Saiyaman and Videl and even Goten and Trunks, but it became like this thing where the two kids were fighting against like the tanks, which we don't even know how tanks are back, but they're there.
Yeah.
How did Hitler bring back
throws
tanks?
it like this.
Yeah.
So, and it just
you know.
like, oh my God.
But I do
Yeah.
love the animation in the Earth. I think that's why I'm like I really like the way it looked. It like the black lines on the characters are a little bit thicker.
Mm-hmm.
It was like
Exactly.
it was a little bit more poppy, and I think that they did that just to make it sure that we're talking about two different worlds here. Like
yeah, you can see the difference of the people that are actually alive in the Walking Dead.
Yeah, or just even in the underworld, you know what I'm saying? Like
just to understand that this is two different stories, like, and visually, we know that from a story perspective, but visually, it also is there. Yeah. I'm a little torn, like you said. Me personally, I think they could have done this movie about Goku, Vegeta, and Janemba, and even Pycon and some of those, like that main storyline. I think the movie could have done fine as well. I understand why they did the Earth storyline, because if the gates of hell have been open, then
it's gonna affect that too.
Yeah, it's gonna affect that too, right? And of course, like, Great Saiyaman isn't. If you have a whole squad with you, bring them to take care of this, not just Great Saiyaman. But I do think like how they portrayed Trunks and Goten, and I'm glad they got love, because they almost never get love. It wasn't fulfilling enough, like the way it was with Vegeta and Goku. With them,
they just threw it in there.
Yeah, they just kind of threw it in there, and
so you can see two fusions in one movie.
I would have liked it if it. Yeah, exactly. They did do that, dude. They wanted to show that juxtaposition of like a fusion character on Earth in the real world, and then a fusion character that's dead, right? But I also would have liked if Great Saiyaman got the shine on this, because Gohan just started losing steam after Cell, and even, you know, Majin Buu, and I felt like it could have been nice if they played on that Videl Gohan dynamic.
Give him a more serious villain to fight.
Yeah, more serious villain, dude. Yeah. I mean, I
mean, like I think that I feel like the Earth scene was just to add a little more humor to it.
It could be.
Yeah.
You know, like it wasn't. That's why they didn't really focus on the fighting. It was just more of Hitler being a little, you know, comic relief. Because there's no competition. The tanks, nothing was. They weren't gonna lose. Go on and go tanks and Trunks. So it was just more for humor. So it would have been cool to see a little more, not necessarily Hitler, but I mean a little more serious.
Well, I just
villain.
say, like, is this is this really the strongest dude that was in hell? I'm sure there was some other strong mother effer that was roaming about.
Well, we have Frieza come back.
Wait, that was what I was gonna say.
We have Frieza come back.
Explain Frieza to me.
The one shot kill.
Yeah, like
Gohan.
Gohan. It was Gohan, yeah.
Are you saying why is he there, or are you saying like?
Yeah,
no, he came back and he just got taken out with one shot.
Yes. Was he looking for Goku, or what was the point of him being there?
I think it's just returning back to he's just returning back to the Earth, you know, with his squad. There was a bunch of people in there.
That was just like them dropping a big name. Bojack was in there?
Yeah, Bojack makes an appearance. Cooler makes an appearance, I think.
Seeing it.
I think.
Really? I do not remember seeing them. I gotta have to rewatch it.
Yeah, they're in there. I mean, it's like a very brief cameo, but you know, I wish they would have shown that a little bit more fighting in that. And that's what I'm saying about Saiyaman. Yeah, I don't know if he needs a villain, but give him a little showcase. You know what I'm saying? Give him some give him some moves.
Well, it's like you
know
didn't have Frieza come back.
Exactly.
I mean,
You know
have a
what I'm
little
saying?
more of a fight. A little more of a fight.
Yeah.
Like just
give him
come
a little
back to the
love.
one like they gave him like 2 lines and then boom, gone.
He's done. He's out of here.
Like that was them just dropping a big name,
Mm-hmm.
to buy a little time on that side.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have easily, instead of having Hitler, they could have literally done like all the villains, like Frieza, Cooler, all the ones that have passed away or died, Cell, and just let them dance with them for a little bit instead of having Hitler. Like I do think Hitler. I don't know why they used him. Like what was the reasoning? Like as far
humor, probably.
I mean, there's a lot of different people they could have used for that. But yeah, I mean, I thought he was funny. I just don't really see how. I just feel like the Earth scene was a little more. It was just really just for comic relief.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't really think that it carried the plot. You
that
remove that whole.
Sure.
Like you remove that scene, the movie would have been just fine. Like you remove that.
Yeah, it just would have left us asking questions during this episode, like, and what's going on in Earth?
On Earth, yeah.
Like, whoa,
Well, we got our answers.
We're not gonna. Yeah, we got our answers. So they tried to satisfy us. So that was they did. You could tell with this movie, and granted, it was because they were introducing Gogeta for the first time, and I'm sure it was because when Gotenks appeared, the fans were like, "All right, why would you just not use Goku, Vegeta? We want to see that. Let's see it." And this was their introduction, so you could tell art-wise, like animation and art, it was top notch. I know Chewin, you said you like this animation, and you're the one who saw Super. Would you rather them go back to this type of art, like this type of style?
Yeah,
than the one that.
I mean, I think when he turned Super Saiyan 3, I think it's probably one of the best, if not the best, transformation that I've seen in Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
I don't care about Blue. I don't care about Vegito. To me, this one is probably one of my favorites, if not my favorite. It just looked so good. Like when he turned Super Saiyan 3, like it looked really beautiful. I think that they did an amazing job with that. So to me, go back to this. I think this is their bread and butter right here. I think this is when Dragon Ball is at its peak in regards to animation, because it's that scene to me. I mean, that right there is a star alone for me. I'm like that, and I'm not even a big Goku fan, but he looked. They made him look tight. I thought the screaming was really well done. I thought the colors that they chose were really interesting, but they were really intriguing. Like it wasn't like it wasn't cringy, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes when I was watching Super and I was watching like, Goku transform or whatever, like sometimes it's a little cringy because it's like they're trying to, like, I know what they're trying to do. They're trying to make it an event, or they're trying to make it a big deal, but it kind of falls flat a little bit. But not with this one.
The build up to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know, you guys notice how Goku's demeanor changes a little bit when he turns into Super Saiyan 3? And I think that's one of the most underused. That's another like great point.
Fortunately, he hasn't won a fight in Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, he hasn't. But that's like one of the best transformations in the series, in my opinion. Just because it is so different. Like they went out of their way to make him look different than, or make that transformation different than like a Super Saiyan 2, which kind of just looks like a Super Saiyan 1, but with a little bit spikier hair. Yeah, and I just thought like Super Saiyan 3, it was so good in this movie. Like everything Chewin said, I agreed with, and I love that. Granted, he didn't win the fight in Super Saiyan 3, but they gave him that. You can see the shift in demeanor, and it's like, oh, okay, it's almost like it's a different Goku. Like,
well, he did cause Janemba to go from the fat Janemba to the super Janemba.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And so they just did, when it came to the Super Saiyan 3 Goku, I even really liked how Vegeta looked. Granted, he fought in Super Saiyan 1 just for like a few seconds, and he got thrown into those spike balls, and he had to go get
his demeanor changed real quick when he said anything is better than when I was after getting that ass whooped. His demeanor changed real quick.
Yeah, he came in. He was like,
damn, it's been a while since I felt one of these.
Yeah. But nah, they did a great job on the Super Saiyan 3 front, and I wish it goes to show you, like, we've seen the Super Saiyan Blue, like the Kaioken, the Super Saiyan 4, whatever, Vegito, and don't get me wrong, I know a lot of people love all of those, but sometimes less is more. And in this particular case, like Super Saiyan 3, it still resonates with us, at least from what I'm gathering here, and I'm sure it did with a lot of people. Um, so it doesn't have to be always like, oh, the next most powerful thing, like, you know, Super Saiyan Blue and Super Saiyan whatever Vegeta is, the Blue Evolution. You know, like, learn. If they got so creative with Janemba, they could get very creative with like Goku, Vegeta, all these other characters to learn new techniques and not just a new transformation every single time. And I wish they would do that. And like here was just a clear example of like they can if they try. And of course, that's like true for almost everything. But it was just it was very it was evident in this movie.
I just feel sorry. I just hate that. I feel like Super Saiyan 3 has always been used to just buy time, quote unquote.
Yeah, like it feels like it's just used for a fight for the villain to get stronger. Like
to propel the villain to his next level, like to push him.
Yeah, dude. Like when he fights Fat Boo, you know, I mean, he did fight Kid Boo in that format, but then he has to go base form for the Spirit Bomb. But yeah, I agree. I wish it got more love.
I guess I never noticed that. Yeah, you're right, huh? That is what he's used for. I guess that's yeah, you're right.
Well, the only reason why I say that is because I feel like in Legends, every like quote they give him is, "I gotta buy time. It's time. I need to buy some time." Okay. Like every time, like that's what they pop off. And then I started thinking, like, just in this movie too, like, I mean, he was doing work in Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
Like he was putting in the work, and then I feel like I wish they would have gave him a little more love against Super Janemba, because after like once Janemba transformed, I felt like Super Saiyan 3.
Oh, you're getting body.
Super Saiyan 3 sure. Yep.
Yeah, which is disappointing because
it was nice.
Like,
that was cute.
Like what they should have done is they should have had him power up to Super Saiyan or Super Saiyan 2, and then let him destroy the Fat Janemba into Super Janemba, and then let him dance with Super Janemba for a little bit at Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah.
You know, like a good little, like I feel like Super Saiyan 3 never gets any love. I get it, it's a transformation that's, you know, takes a big toll on his body. But it's like, he's dead. Let's go. Like we want to see it. We want to see Super Saiyan 3.
Yeah, you're right. I actually never. Yeah, it's crazy. I never thought about it that way. But yeah, you're right. It is just like it is a way to just move the plot forward, or a way to move the villain forward. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm you know, obviously as we've kind of done these last few episodes, we read the kind of reviews. I don't know where you guys go. I go to Rotten Tomatoes, but where do you guys go look for the reviews?
The one that I read those short ones that I read was on IBMB.
Oh, okay. IMBD.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, same. I go there, but because I had Bardock, it was really hard to find a bad one, so I had to go to Amazon.
Oh, see, I couldn't find any on Rotten Tomato for which one did we do? The 3 Super Saiyans?
Yeah, you couldn't find any?
I couldn't, so that's where they popped out, and I'm like, well, these are nice and short. But I mean, the fact that someone took the time to write a review, whether it was the 1 out of 10 or the 10 out of 10, I mean, that just shows like people either really like Dragon Ball or they despise it.
Yeah. Well, actually, the reason why I brought that up is because there's this review here that I feel like it actually kind of summarizes what we said very well. And I just wanted to read it to you guys really quickly. It says it's a 3.5 out of 5 stars. And it says, this one borders on the surreal exaggerated. I think that was a typo. It is a juxtaposition of contradictory styles, creating an extreme cognitive dissonance in the process. So that means like just the different styles and animation between where Goku and Vegeta are versus Earth, right? And how that registers with us. The animation style keeps improving, especially during Goku's transformation into Super Saiyan 3 and the fight scenes. And boy, the fight scenes. The musical score shuts up and lets the epicness be displayed in front of us. The sound and sound editing is impressive. The film is ridiculous and makes absolutely no sense. It shifts from spoofing itself to showing the fusion of Goku and Vegeta into the amazing Super Saiyan Gogeta. And it takes 2 minutes for him to beat Janemba. Why? The Edgar asks. Also, Gohan defeating Frieza in with one single punch without transforming borders on the unbelievable. But this is somehow a sick, bizarre show, and I love it. Imagination and craziness runs wild. And we may not completely agree with everything that this individual said, but I actually felt it did a good job of kind of capturing a lot of what we talked about, you know. Now, Blessed, you might disagree with this in the sense that this individual says Goku and Vegeta defeat Janemba like this, right? With the snap of my thumbs right there. But you think that's a good thing.
Well, I mean, if for all the hype that surrounds the fusion character, I mean, Gogeta and Goku, it's supposed to amplify their strength when they combine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's supposed to be just dumb, like just ridiculous, like. And to me, is like keep that mystique around that Gogeta. If you're not gonna use them in the series, like when they have to go to it, is they don't have a choice. Like the villain is just too strong.
Right.
But I also think like if you're gonna go to this fusion, you're gonna create such a mystique about him. Like, yeah, let him be dumb. Like make him be. That's why you only see him in the movies.
Yep.
You know, like because if not, they could just always fuse and just handle everyone. Like, so I don't think it would have. I mean, yeah, you could have had a longer fight scene if you wanted to, but you know they're already hitting that 50-minute mark. Like, ooh,
The dreaded
45 minutes. How do we end this in the next couple minutes plus the credits? So, I mean, I understand why some people would like a little longer fight scene, but for me, and I'm just referring to the Broly movie. I just didn't like how they toned Gogeta down in that one. You know, to pretty much be on scale with Broly.
Yeah, after
So I did appreciate that. Like they came in and like we got 30 minutes. We messed it up the first time. Like I thought that was funny. The fat Gogeta. Like I thought that was good humor. It was in a serious fight.
Yeah.
I do see why people would like a longer fight or a little bit longer, but for me, it's like if you're gonna have that mystique around this character, go ahead and just annihilate him.
Yeah, I agree. They also did break the rule though, because I remember that the fusion can be done after an hour, or it has to be an hour. There's like a stipulation there.
30 minutes.
They did break the rule, but that's a little bit of a hole. But I totally agree with you, Bless. I agree. It reminds me of Goldberg.
The fusion lasts 30 minutes.
Yeah, no, but it reminds me of Goldberg in WCW. Like in WCW, like whenever Goldberg would come out, like he would just decimate the opponent, like in a matter of like 10 seconds. And this went on for like a year, and people loved this man. Like, I remember I was like, that's my guy right there. And he had like the entrance and all that stuff. The spear. And then all of a sudden you see him actually have a wrestling match for 8 minutes, and he got completely exposed. And they're just like, oh, this guy can't do it. You know what I'm saying? And Gogeta, to me, that's what it kind of feels like. Where it's just like, just let him fucking just annihilate him, and then just let him roll like that. You know what I'm saying? Because there is that mystique. Because then you roll into that problem that this will just out, like he just put out of, like, then you have 30 minutes of Gogeta just trying to keep up with Broly, and it's like, well, I thought he would be probably stronger than Broly, but
yeah, exactly. Like Broly was dancing with Goku and Vegeta. So the fusion really didn't amplify their strength by that much.
Yeah, there's no point in doing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the fact, like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna create such a mystique about and same thing with Vegeta. Like, for some reason, like those two fusions, like Vegeta never finishes a fight.
That's true.
He's too busy being cocky and just talking ish. But with Gogeta, it's like it takes a while. You have to perform this dance perfectly, or you're either gonna turn out really old or really short and fat. So it has to be performed perfectly. Like if you're gonna have such, strict rules on it, other than just throwing an earring on, like I feel like just make them dumb, make them stupid, like make them ridiculous. Like that's what people want to see. Like they want to see an insane hero. Like if you're gonna not use, like, how often do you use Gogeta? 2 times, this movie and then the Broly movie.
Yeah.
How often are you gonna see him? Like the Soul Punisher, it's an amazing looking move. Like, I have no issue with the short ending, like of a fight like that with the fusion character.
Yeah, Yeah, no, I agree. And Chiwin also touched on it a little bit. Like you end up getting this whole like uh thing where Gogeta, who's supposed to be unbelievable, is now barely keeping up with whoever the main villain is. And then that kind of lets us know that Goku and Vegeta will never be able to probably beat a villain again unless they fuse.
Exactly.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um,
Exactly. Like
yeah,
Janemba is not a normal villain. You know,
yeah.
he's a cut above. Like he has insane skills. Uh, I think like to match that and just end it with someone like Gogeta, it works. You know, for me, I felt like it didn't feel too rushed. I felt like, all right, finally we get to Gogeta. It's about time. Let's just end this.
Yeah.
No, I might be stretching here, and you guys can tell me. But do you guys feel like Janemba was meant to kind of symbolically represent the devil? Just because
I mean,
he's so outrageous. Obviously, from an aesthetics perspective, he kind of looks like it, but he's so outrageous. He says nothing to you, like it
he has
doesn't,
no remorse. Like
and
he's
he
going
has
in there.
no remorse, and he's here to take lives. Like he's here to be vicious, you know. But I don't know if it just kind of the way, and he was so ridiculous. I mean, he was so insane. I
I
was
mean,
just like, is that kind of what they were trying to play at? Like, this is the devil in hell, like the devil we all kind of know about. And then they tried to juxtapose Hitler on the other end as kind of like the devil of earth, but they did it in a more comical way. That was just kind of something I tried to connect, but I don't know if I'm stretching there.
Mhm.
I can see it.
Yeah.
I mean, he was in hell, right? Like that's what open what he did is he stopped all the boundaries between the different dimensions, right?
Yeah.
So I could see that. I just
Yeah.
thought they did a great job with like even just like his sword swipes.
It
Like
was nuts,
yeah,
man.
like that. He was just he was a really good villain. Like he was really like they did a really good job to. And the crazy thing is the man doesn't talk.
He
He does
doesn't
not
talk.
talk other
I
than
mean, if
Janemba
that, and that's when he's in his chunk, like his fat form,
in his nice form.
in his nice form, exactly. And but yeah, in that final form, yeah, I just thought he looked insane. I thought they did a great job. Um, there was another review I wanted to read. This one's very short. Where is it? And it kind of touched a little bit on what I said. Oh man. Oh, okay. So this is a reviewer gave it also 3.5 out of 5. Full of enjoyable action and the otherworld setting make this one of the more unique looking DBZ films. Love the dialogue between Goku and Vegeta. And I do agree that, and reading these reviews, they're all for the most part very good. There's, one or two, maybe three that are like, oh, this is trash. But for the most part, they're all really good reviews. And the thing that stands out is there's a lot of Spanish ones too. Um, but the thing that stands out is a lot of people like the art. They like the aesthetic of this. And I feel like Chewin said earlier, this is peak Dragon Ball. They should go back to this. Chewin, you just watched Super. You probably, even though Super from a story perspective sucked, I'm sure that aesthetic didn't make it any better.
Yeah. The
And
aesthetic to me wasn't that good.
Like
I mean,
clunky.
it
yeah,
just looked a
exactly.
lot more shiny for some reason. It looked shinier to me, which is I don't know what they're using, but it just looked a lot more shiny.
Like like the characters or
Yeah.
like the all overall animation.
Just the
Like
overall animation just looked kind of shiny to me, which I didn't really
if
like.
More round.
Yeah. Yeah. I
yeah,
guess I don't know how to describe it, but
I
yeah.
feel like in I don't want to deviate into Super because that's a conversation you can have later down the road. Um, but yeah, I feel like certainly this right here should be their go-to art style. This is vintage Dragon Ball, and this is a movie that came out in 1995, right?
Sheesh.
So yeah, so the fact that it looks this good, 25 years later, it speaks volumes of the quality. Um, And also that review right there touched on the Goku Vegeta dialogue, which is one of those undertone like uh one of the undertones of the movie, and I really appreciated that. You know, just because it's a great dynamic that they have.
Mm-hmm.
But I know we're gonna wrap it up soon, gentlemen. Give me your reviews. Chewine, I'll go to you first. Give me a little why, a review, a score, and a little why.
Yeah. I've been struggling because I really enjoyed this film and I'm trying to stay
Yeah.
consistent. I want to give this a 7, but I'm not. So I am going to give it a 6. I liked it more than Bardock. I in a 6. I think the pieces that I really enjoyed about this film is, yes, the animation. I love the Goku transformation. I really enjoyed the music in this movie, which I don't never usually actually pay attention to, but I thought the music that they chose was just so, it was good, you know, like it was good.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
well
it
done.
went, it fit well with what was going on, like thematically, tone wise. Like I really enjoyed that.
It was a really
This
well made movie.
the story I thought was really interesting. I thought it was refreshing. I said in the beginning, like it was a cool like dynamic between worlds. You know, it almost like they are mirroring each other. I think the only thing that's stopping this for a 7 for me is the Earth storyline. I wish they would have expanded. They would have. I wish they would have just chose a more direction there. But other than that, I liked it. I really enjoyed this film. Probably my favorite one so far.
Yep. Yep. What about you, Bless?
I'm in the same boat. I wanted to give it a 7, like I really do, but I would have preferred a little bit more on the Earth storyline. Like I would have preferred like bring back Cell, Cooler, and Frieza, and let Gohan or Great Saiyaman, Trunks, and Gotenks fight with them. Like I think they could have done a little bit more with that. That's the only reason why I don't give it a 7. But yeah, definitely my favorite movie so far out of the ones we watched.
Yep. And I'm gonna go. I was struggling. I was like between a 5 or a 6. Now the only reason why I say 5 is because that Earth storyline, I felt like it didn't do much for the overall movie. But I want to give it a 6. And I'm going to give it a 6 because I just think I can tell they put in a lot of effort. The art was amazing. The music was great. Transformations, the fights. I just wish it was longer. And if it was longer,
Mm-hmm.
if it was longer, I feel like there could have been a little more meat to the movie and I would have given it a 7. So, yeah, I feel good giving it a 6. I feel good giving it a 6. I think this is some of the best work that I've seen from Dragon Ball, especially on the movie side.
Yeah.
So, Chewin, I know
Wait,
you're kind
six
of
six six. Well, okay,
and
okay. I see what
what
we're
I say,
doing. I
watching
see what we're
Nemba.
He
doing.
goes with the
Hey, I
What
see
I
what
theme.
we're
say,
doing. Yeah, I
what
see
I
what
say,
we're doing.
what I say. Hey, Chewin is kind of our designated, and hopefully, this isn't a burden on him, but he's been the source he's been our plug for the movies.
Yeah.
Always coming through.
Yep. So,
But, you know,
why
we
don't you
try,
let
man.
the fans, let the listeners know what we're gonna be
Yeah.
watching next week.
I'm really excited for this film because I hear so many things about it, and you know, a part of it is like we gotta just get it over with, but another part of it is just like I'm genuinely interested to see what is the hype around this movie, and we will
Have
be
you guys seen it
watching.
before?
I've never seen
No.
this movie
Oh,
before,
okay, so same
so we're
here.
in
All
for a
right.
ride right
Ooh,
now. So I'm in for
hey.
a ride. You know, we're gonna be
Uh,
watching Bio Broly. So it is
doo-doo-doo.
a, yeah, it is a divisive film in the community, I think. Well, maybe not divisive,
Yeah.
maybe
It's
overwhelmingly
leaning
on
all
one
one
side.
way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
overwhelmingly one way, but we'll see if we go against that or we go with that wave. So, yeah, so that's gonna be the next movie, Bio Broly.
All right, for sure. Well, with that, I mean, I guess we can go ahead and wrap it up. I feel like we all kind of gave a good, thorough opinion and review on this movie. So, gentlemen, before I go ahead and end this, do you guys have any closing thoughts? You're
I
good.
do not.
All right. Well then, with that, we will go ahead and sign off for today. Thank you again for taking the time to listen. Our Twitter handles will be down in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. You can listen to us on other mediums as well, such as Spotify, Apple Music. Is that right, Chewy?
Yeah.
Apple Music,
All podcast platforms.
all podcast
You win is the
platforms.
plug on all of them.
Yeah.
Plug all of them.
Make you hit that subscribe button. Yeah. I forgot to say that.
Hit that subscribe button and let us know. Let us know what you thought of the movie. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Was it kind of an okay movie for you? Let us know what you thought about it. We really appreciate you guys listening. We read all the comments if you guys share comments with us, and we appreciate all of them. So yeah, thank you again, and until next time, stay safe.
Ninja.